What's up, everybody? It's Coach Kev, women's college basketball superstar. Not only is she arguably the greatest women's college basketball player in the game today, she is arguably the greatest women's college basketball player to ever play the game. Caitlin Clark has been offered $5 million from Ice Cube, the CEO, owner of the Big Three. Now, if you were her, would you take the $5 million to play in the league against former NBA stars, superstars, and players? Or would you go to the WNBA and help continue to grow that league? Here is CNN talking about the offer. Let's hear what they have to say, and then let's discuss the topic.
The college phenom, known as Caitlin Clark, reportedly offered a whopping $5 million to join the Big Three. That's a men's 3-on-3 league founded by Ice Cube. He sees it as a win-win.
We think with a move like this, all boats rise, with the tide. So we think this will put the league in a different stratosphere. And everybody across the board in the league would benefit.
Joining me now, CNN contributor Carrie Champion. Carrie, so good to see you tonight. That's a hell of a figure, $5 million. Should she take the offer?
I would not take the offer if I were her. I have a few issues here with this. The first of it is that I hear what Ice Cube is saying. All boats rise with the tide. He's suggesting it helps his league. He suggests it helps women's basketball, the NBA. I just don't believe that Caitlin needs to play with a bunch of retired men to prove her value.
So right out the gate, Carrie Champion, she should not take the offer. $5 million is a lot. And I looked up the annual salary for the WNBA players. So the average annual salary is $100,000, and the highest of the top players make about $200,000. So you're looking at $100,000, $200,000, and he's offering her $5 million. But Carrie Champion, right out the gate, says no, she should not take it. Let's hear why.
It's worth. In fact, the reason why he's asking for it, because we are getting ready to watch in real time. He's asking for Caitlin Clark to be on the Big Three because she's going to really help in so many different ways in bringing the WNBA into a new level. Otherworldly talented, Laura, this girl is.
That part is so important because so often people will say, oh, that person's a great athlete, but could she beat a man, right? You had the three-point shootout with Steph Curry and Ionescu over the All-Star game weekend. I thought that was a really important moment and a lot of fun to watch, frankly, especially to have Steph Curry really battling it out with her. And then you had all this belittling by sports broadcasters, including Kenny Smith, who really just diminished her performance, taking her from the women's line.
I love basketball, and I listen to a lot of basketball. I don't think I've ever heard, can a woman beat a man in basketball? You're talking about like one-on-one? Is that a question that they ask? Can the top women's player beat the top men's player one-on-one in a game? I don't think that's really a question. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that would happen. I don't think that's a question.
Make a good point about the idea of why do women have to prove themselves only in relation to men?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, especially in this sport. I often am asked, Laura, and you'll understand, give me your top 5 athletes. And I will put Serena in that with hands down any day. And they're like, no, I mean the guys, those. And that's just not fair. And this is why I truly believe, one, there were 2 things that happened with this offer. Caitlin does not need to play in the Big Three for her value. Also, Ice Cube. What about all the other women that are currently in the WNBA? Did you skip right over them? Asia Wilson, for instance, who is another otherworldly player. I want everybody to sit down, take a beat and a break. I enjoy Caitlin Clark too, but she's not the best thing since sliced bread. There are other people to get some sunshine as well.
Actually, she probably is the best thing since sliced bread. She is the talk of the town. Caitlin Clark is running the NCAA women's tournament, the women's game right now. Like, she is must-see TV. So I disagree with you, Miss Champion. Right now, all eyes are on Caitlin Clark, and I feel like Ice Cube is just trying to just like anybody else, try to take advantage of that and just try to shine the light on her as much, even more than what it is right now. Also, I disagree with their point. The 3-point contest against Steph Curry and Sabrina, I think that did good for both the men's and the women's side to see who's the better 3-point shooter. Why not see that? That's a great competition. I feel like it did nothing but positive for both sides of the game, for the women's game and the men's game. So I don't think the comparison, that stuff is a bad thing or a detriment to the game. I feel like it's good. So I disagree with Carrie with that.
So I think she'll be smart and probably make more money if she goes to the WNBA with merchandising and licensing and all the different things, name, image, and likeness. She could make more money, I'm sure.
But that goes to the same point, though. Her making that much money, even at the WNBA and endorsements, will still be a huge distance from other talented athletes. Why do you think that is?
You know, I think that in this country, we are slow, especially when it comes to acknowledging women in sports. I shared with you off camera just the other day, I had an opportunity to be greeted by Madam Vice President, and she was honoring women in sports because of Women's History Month. And what we're realizing is that all that was needed was just a little more time and attention. And every now and again, you get a player that breaks through. But until then, there's this huge gap, and it's not just in sports, but in other disciplines and other institutions in which we work and live in. And so it's going to stay that way, at least for now, but it's leveling out, Laura, on the college level. The NIL, the women players are making just as much as the men, and I love it, and we're going to catch up. I don't know if we'll see a day where it's equal, but it'll be commensurate.
So I totally agree with her with the college game. The NIL has done great things. It's helped the men's and the women's side evenly. They're both getting paid about the same amount. So I definitely agree that it's putting shine and putting light on both of them in a positive way. I don't know about professionally when it comes to like the NBA and WNBA, because the WNBA makes so much more money than the NBA makes so much more money than the WNBA. So for instance, if I'm an owner of this league over here and I make $100, and of this league over here and I make $50, and no matter what, as a player, they get half of what I make. So the $100 league, the players are going to get $50. The $50 league, the players are going to get $25. That's just how it works. So the $50 league can't ask for $50 as well when they're not making as much as the $100 league, if that makes sense. So that's the comparison between the NBA and WNBA. WNBA doesn't make as much money as the NBA, so in turn, the players can't be paid as much as the NBA players.
Well, certainly commensurate would be one of the goals. But looking ahead, you know, Caitlin Clark is not a part of the WNBA. Her team is not yet, you know, crowned champions. If they will win, that's up in the air still. Do you think that the attention that she gets is going to make it a more difficult experience for her if she does get to the WNBA?
Oh, this is such a great question. I want to tell you a question that we have had in our friendship groups when I am texting with other friends that are in the business. And last night, a really good friend of mine said, there's something about her. Like, you know, let's just put all the fanfare aside. There's something about her that makes me think that all she's interested in is playing ball. She doesn't care about the limelights, the attention, the NIL, the money. Yes, that will come. But there is a purity in her heart when she plays. And I would have a hard time believing that she just wouldn't excel. She is, you know, for lack of a better term, forgive me in your audience, she's a dog. She has it in her. And so when I watch her play, I'm thinking that's all she cares about. I just don't believe she will not succeed at that next level.
Well, from your lips to her 3-point shots, Carrie Champion, thank you so much. Nice to see you as always.
Usually, when I'm done with a video and we got to discuss what we saw, what's going on, I usually am on one side. So I'm either on the right side, the left side, A, B, 1 or 2. I usually pick a side at the end, and I ask you guys to decide. For this one, I can see both sides. I can see the argument for her playing in the Big Three, getting $5 million right off the bat, the endorsements, the look she's going to get, see if she can deal with the former NBA players, grown men. How is she going to deal with the physicality? Can she compete? Can she play? Can she score? Get her shot off? All these things are going to be talked about, and everybody is going to watch to see if it's possible. On the other hand, I can see her playing in the WNBA as well to help continue grow that game. Because once she steps foot in the WNBA, viewership is going to go up. Everything is going to increase. It's going to get better. Going to get talked about more. She's going to get her money, like they said, with the endorsements and everything on the side. I can see her playing in the WNBA as well, support the women, and just continue to promote that game. I can see her in the big 3, $5 million up front. Can you play against grown men? So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Should Caitlin Clark take the $5 million to play in the big 3? Or should she go to the WNBA and support the game? Let me know what y'all think. Till next time, this is Coach Kev, and I'm out of here. Peace.